Look, a big reason JuJu Watkins is the prospect she is due to her size. No question about it. It makes her an intimidating physical presence. When JuJu is coming downhill, that's tough to deal with. You got to be on your heels. You got to brace for impact. If JuJu is fighting you for a rebound, it's going to be a battle. If Watkins is helping on defense, you feel her presence there too. So all of these things factor in to why she's so difficult to deal with. It's also part of the reason she has a good whistle because obviously in order to meet her physicality, there's going to have to be a level of physical play back. And so far she's benefited from that, and she seems to be able to emphasize when she's hit as well. So all of these things are part of her game and where she's going and how she's growing. Now, she can even get better if she's able to leverage that as a playmaker, all that attention she's drawing, people not being ready for her. Sometimes it's just a quick kick out to the perimeter there for a three, and it can be a bucket. But bottom line is, opposing teams aren't going to want to smoke with JuJu. And that was what we saw in the Michigan game. There was a little exchange with Silas Swords of Michigan, the freshman there. And let me show you this because it was pretty amusing. And it goes to emphasize what I'm saying. You know, the fight for the rebound here. JuJu snares it. Swords fouls her. JuJu takes umbrage. Sort of like a little hold me back from her team. But, you know, when that happens, and then she winds up at the free throw line, like I said, when that happens, the other player is not going to want any parts. See the hands go up. No. And JuJu was sort of feigning there, just a little feistiness. But again, ain't nobody going to want problems with her. And that can help her, in a sense, get a mental advantage out on the court. You know, get in the opposing team's head as far as, you know, we're dealing with JuJu today. There's something to that. Not to say she shouldn't be going out of her way to, you know, pretend like there's going to be fisticuffs or whatever. But as far as just keeping that intimidation factor on the court. Now, let me give some credit to Swords. I don't know if I focused on her much. Freshman at Michigan, out of Canada. Really good player. She's had a really good year. She averaged 16 points a game this season for the Wolverines and just has a smooth game. I mean, you could watch some of what she did even in that game against USC. She didn't have the most efficient game in the world in this one, but look at this. This is crafty. Lift hand dribble to the lane, sort of quasi fade, and getting the bucket. So she's able to get to her spot. She's able to get her shot off. She had a buzzer beater shot too in there that was a pretty impressive play when you see the way that she's able to get herself squared and knock this shot down. And that's over, JuJu. Cash. So that could be a battle for years to come. You know, you see the little clip and you think, oh, you know, this girl's getting intimidated or whatever, like I was talking about. I'm not saying her specifically. And in that instance, she's younger, she's smaller, whatever. But as far as, you know, coming up, they've got one in Michigan there. And that could be a future rivalry too. I mean, we could have seen the birth or the beginnings of a future rivalry. But bottom line is, that's one of the benefits for USC when it comes to having JuJu Watkins on the roster. And when it comes to WNBA teams evaluating JuJu, it does matter. Her size does matter. And that, you know, it came up in a comparison talking about Hannah Hidalgo and the National Player of the Year. And what Hidalgo's able to do at her size is super impressive, right? Like, it's crazy. And she's a hell of a player. And she's feisty and all that. But, you know, there have been smaller players who impress people, let's say at the NBA level. But one of the things about LeBron James that makes LeBron James who he is how physically dominant he is. I mean, he adds on to it. Like I said, when I talk about JuJu becoming a playmaker, like LeBron is an exemplary playmaker. But, you know, it makes a difference. anytime you've ever been on a basketball court, generally even like, picking up, some of the bigger players are going to get chosen first. And that's where, Watkins has this ceiling. And also, she can continue to refine her game and grow her game and get even better.